So big old economic day. PPI's out, right? We're SPY indicated. Higher.
Yeah,
What a surprise.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. All right, let me get this tweet out here.
All right, just remember on days like today, it is a binary macroeconomic event. If you were a retail trader and you think you have an edge or an advantage, you are sadly mistaken. it is usually best to wait for reaction, and I think that you likely will have some trading opportunities here before you get that information. But in my humble opinion, the real reaction probably comes when the Fed chair speaks, and they'll be looking for whether he's using hawkish or dovish language. And all current indications are and that there's not much he can say that will stop the upward bias, but we don't know. That's why binary events can create opportunity to upside or downside. Calling a top or a bottom is dangerous in these environments and these events. Keep your
Indeed,
shit
indeed,
together.
indeed, indeed. Let's just talk about that real quick. Obviously, we got the meeting coming out at 2 o'clock. Powell's going to speak at 2:30. Before we get started, there's some, after you got to see some of these comments here. Let's bring some of them in here. Let's talk some shit here. Some of the comments here that we're getting on YouTube here are obviously harsh these days. Check out this one. Respectfully, Ron has been trading water for months. Hard to take advice from someone who can't even grow an account. Then Lucci blew up, and Wall Street Jesus won't even show trades. Whole team can't trade. Birds of a feather flock together. I thought this was funny, man. I was reading this. I thought this was funny. I was in my emotions for like 2 seconds, and then I was like, this shit is hilarious. But this is, there's that part to trading that nobody fucking talks about, and it's almost like online, you're not even allowed to speak about it because there's the content that is showing the other side of it is all anybody wants to talk about, and you don't even see the other side of it. But fuck this guy, man, Royal Mac, fuck you in so many in all the different languages there are. Actually, we got K Dirk here from Portugal. How do you say "fuck you" in Portuguese? Um, that's very. Let's just cycle through all the languages that we have here. But anyways, these comments are going to come. We're the ones putting out this kind of this side of it, of course. And I recently put out on Twitter that I had some shitty
But
times here.
that doesn't bother. Here's why it doesn't bother me. Number
Mm.
one, when you see a small account, you don't know what my entire picture looks like. You don't know what my story is to this point. What you don't realize is that I have been very transparent and honest about, yeah, I have for a small account, I without question, I have struggled to grow a small account. But you don't know what's behind the small account, right? So you only have a small piece of the picture. And for you to make a comment about, me treading water in that account, 100%. And we haven't hidden behind any of it. And we show you the live trades, and we're very transparent about. Yeah, you know what? How long? When was it, Lucci? It was like November. I got trapped on a Fed day. Remember, they crushed the platforms. I got caught, and then I had a bunch of personal shit that like that really distracted me from doing anything well. So yeah, okay. I tread water. Success is in a straight line. You don't go bottom left to top right. You go up sometimes, you come down a little bit sometimes. You tread sideways sometimes, but eventually over time, that's the real litmus test, right? So you're allowed to be critical. That's okay. But to decide that we're right or wrong based on a small sample size or one corner of the picture is short-sighted. So that's fine if that individual wants to make the comments, and then please go somewhere else, because you're not helping anybody. You're not offering any kind of solutions. So that's fine.
All right. So moving on here. So everybody's talking about this Roblox here. Had a big 4% move here yesterday. If you take a look at Roblox here, it's got some news here. 71% run on growing audience platform. If you take a look at the stock here, we're already gapping up here. It's looking at about 43. Remember, the money's coming into these names, as well as the pins, as well as the fucking Snapchat, as well as all these fucking ARC names that really gotten beaten down. We had PPI come out this morning. There really wasn't much to say about it, in my opinion. Here, I think the number came in line more or less with expectations here, and again, everybody on point here for. This is an interesting headline. Kathy Wood's sales pass fidelity thanks to a Hail Mary stock pick. What the fuck is this all about? And I don't know what the stock pick is, but 4 stocks in ARC Innovation, Coin, TWST, Roku, and Block are up more than 70% from the ETF's low this year on October 27th. I mean, of course. So, Roku being one of the really, really, really big ones here. Let's take a look at the Roku, and see what we got here on the Roku. I think it's still at 102. It's kind of pulling back here from the 108 level here on the Roku. So that one's interesting here. Let's take a look at the crypto here. If you look at crypto, Bitcoin here is still kind of stale, as well as Ethereum and all that kind of stuff. I think you start to see a bid back on the BTC, but again, they've been holding it down pretty well. So the question is, do we get a move back up to 43,000, or do we get a move back down to 40,000? We still don't know, and we got to sit through some chop here. Let's cycle back through a couple of more charts here. Interesting look on some of the fat man names. If you take a look at Apple is looking pretty solid here this morning, already at 196. If you look at Google, Microsoft, and all these kind of names here, they're all trading up pretty well. So that's something to pay attention to. That AMD, Nvidia, obviously we want to pay attention to it. The Nvidia here, I think, is flat. AMD is more or less flat. The Tesla had some news out on it this morning, something about a fucking recall, so that they were going to redo the auto drive or something like that. Remember, we've still been seeing a lot of puts. I still don't know if this is ready for a clean short. So be careful on that and buy some time. Other than that, man, I'm still in awe of this market in general. Let's kick it over to Wall Street Jesus here for some noteworthy activity.
Good morning. Yeah, really nothing new. Again, some of the stuff we've been hitting on coming into this week. You got the Fed. Obviously, that's the big thing today. A few things are going to be interesting off the Fed reaction, watching the credit markets, watching VIX, watching some of that stuff. Maybe we get a little rinse. That's what a lot of us are hoping to see, just a little bit of a rinse, kind of a short reset, catch a couple of clumsy bulls. Otherwise, the longer this goes on into the end of the year, we're going to have to deal with something serious more than likely come early next year. This can't go on forever, obviously. And you're in a little bit of a melt-up mode. So a little bit of selling would do us some good, buy us some time. But we'll see. Ahead of the Fed, it's kind of like we're playing hot potato here, right? Nobody wants to get caught with any serious weight when that rinse shows up. So just be ready to pull the plug if you see the climate start to change, right? Some signs of the credit market and volatility would be the early signs. But what we're seeing in front of us now, we got probably at least the end of the week, December OPEX, but more than likely, without any new catalyst, we see more of the same going into the end of the year, and try to milk whatever we can on the long side here. That's basically it. But what I wanted to mention this morning, I think a lot of people don't touch on when we get into this either extension on the bull side or the sell side, right? You got bears get caught on the short side when things just melt down, and bulls on the upside. It's all about your risk right now, right? If you can play this market tactically and utilize stop losses, go trade to trade, day to day. You can easily manage your risk. If you're holding some weight here, right, multiple positions or a basket, and they're newish entries of recent, you get caught in that rinse, it's going to be painful, especially in the options world. So I think we're at a time now. You want to hold less weight, you want to be nimble, but you still want to try to take advantage of some of this bullish momentum that still exists out there. The rest of the positioning crowd, Luch, like that's where a lot of the focus we've been even ahead of the rally, right? Caught a lot of people off sides when this market finally bounced. The systematic funds are already long. They covered shorts. That's been done already. The last of the Mohicans here is the hedge fund crowd in single names. And Nomura had a cool looking chart. It goes with our other chart we look at. But here's where they stand currently. They're getting squeezed, but are still short in single names. Right? So this is what it looks like as far as hedge fund exposure in individual names. So that's you're looking at the red line, and the gray is the S&P 500. Right? So you can see how they got aggressively short right into the lows, and were reluctant to cover those shorts, and now you see they're starting to, right? So they are not long per se yet in any major way, but this can happen quick, and that's what a lot of people are keeping an eye on here. We're probably in the midst of seeing that covering or that scramble on the long side the last few days in a lot of these names.
Indeed. Ranchero, you said you were going to comment on something here before we...
Yeah. If you don't mind. So like a lot of what Jay is talking about, so if you take a look at VIX, and if you've been hanging around with us for any period of time and you know a little bit about my background and how I was trained by a market maker, that when VIX is at its lowest points, and look, we're back at points that haven't been seen since 2020, before the pandemic, et cetera, we have no idea what kind of potential black swan event exists. If you are in a long-term portfolio, you know that using VIX to determine whether option pricing in far out of the money, long dated crash protection puts are a good value. Currently, they are a good value. So if you are looking to protect and avoid what Jay's talking about, if you are heavy and you're not maneuvering, and one of the reasons we like options, especially for long-term positions, is we roll those and bank our profits, is to buy these out of the money, way out of the money, when volatility is at its lowest, because we know we're doing that to protect the portfolio in case of a spike in volatility. But you don't care about what strike price you get. You want the right delta, and you want volatility at its lowest. So if it spikes, that long-term crash protection not only covers your longs, it makes you profitable. And where did we do that? Where were we successful with that? It repeats itself time and time again. We were buying long-term protection back in these little green circles, and what happened? The pandemic came along, and not only did our portfolio not get beaten up, we flipped and we were profitable. So that's how you protect a long-term portfolio as an option trader.
Nice. These are skills, by the way, that Ranchero teaches in the masterclass, which is coming up, by the way. I believe we just did announce when we were going to have the next one here. I believe it is next March, and Ranchero goes through all different kinds of ways that you can hedge a long-term portfolio, which a lot of you guys are swing traders. So that's something that I would highly recommend. And by the way, he created it based off the necessity of needing to protect a portfolio that was in crash fucking mode. So, these are, things that we all have to kind of figure out the hard way. And he figured it out the hard way. So he'll give all that to you in the class here. All right, getting started here. Market open. And let's see what we got. I like the Apple for longer here, but pre-market, it just dumped, I think, like a point here. So I here kind of pulling in.
Quick shout out, Lucci, real quick. Any of you who are following along on the long-term positions, Costco is at a spot now where it needs to be considered to be rolled up again. So just a heads up.
Okay. All right. And are you yourself rolling on it?
Yeah, this will be roll number 4.
Roll number fucking 4.
Yeah.
Jesus. Jesus. It's another Avgo here, more or less. I mean, Avgo is more explosive here in the last couple of days. By the way, Ranchero doubled on his out of the money roll. He bought, which options did you buy on the Avgo?
I started with the 990s. I went to 1130s, 1135s, and I went to the 1200s for the weeklies.
Right, and those doubled.
Yeah, and I'm still in them because I literally do not give a fuck. I want to see how far they can go. I'm looking for it to clear like this 1120, 1160 area.
Indeed. All right.
Useless as tits out of bowl this one. This thing. I gotta reset this sucker thing every day. I had issues with this.
I gotta change the. June.
Check out the Amazon here. Amazon here just popped up. Yo, check out your Amazon, bro.
Yeah, Amazon had a close strong yesterday into the bell. Well, most of the big guys did, right? I think that's better.
How's NVIDIA looking? Because that has potential. You know what else I like that's starting to spool up here that I think has potential going into the new year is Lockheed. If these technicals are really starting to scrunch together, I'm going to mention it today on channel 2 as a condor and how we'll treat it as an offensive condor. So those of you in the Steam Room that are going to tune in on channel 2 to the condor report, this is one that's going to be covered today.
NVIDIA trading 480, so it looks pretty good here. That AMD, I believe, got back up to 138, so it's almost back up to previous high. Remember, MasterCard and Visa still continuing their trajectory from yesterday. These are breakout stocks that are still quite bullish. That Pinterest here is holding those gains from yesterday. So again, things look pretty normal here from the sort of bullish side. I'm going to watch this Apple, as I do like it for a long, and I think you can see 196 and change here. But let's see.
Cool.
I like the Apple.
I like the Apple.
For the long. Jesus, let us know if you see any interesting flow, of course.
Yeah, the big guys are active off the open. Some Apple, some Tesla. The issue with the big guys, slow-wise, you got a lot of December size being replaced. You know, think about all the December buying we saw in these names over the past few months. So all that is expiring this week. So a lot of the buying of the size you see in the big names are replacing some of that exposure. So not new betting per se. We saw NVIDIA like an $18 million call buyer yesterday, just to give you an example.
Right. BTC, just keep an eye on this one. If it breaks 41,500, you're gonna want to be involved here. NVIDIA looks pretty strong. Remember the Netflix? I saw a post that data is showing that the majority of content on Netflix nobody fucking watches. I thought that was hilarious.
I'm sure, right? They got so much shit on there that.
Check out this Apple. The Apple looking pretty good. If you take a look at the options on the Apple, the 195s here, they open at about at $1.50 here. They're trading about $1.90. I think you can see 197 on this, at least 196.5. Market's looking good. AMD, NVIDIA.
I got a little NVIDIA here. I think NVIDIA is a little bit of a laggard, so we'll see what we get out of this. I just grabbed a 10 lot on the 482 and a halves for this week from 488 is where they filled me.
Yeah, let me go ahead and
So what am I doing? I'm trying to stop treading water.
We got some repeat buying in that AAOI. Been a hot name seeing action over the past couple of weeks. December, so these are weeklies. AAOI weekly 20s. They're paying 65 cents.
All right, guys, I'm going to set a stop on this NVIDIA at we're at pay 488. I'm going to put it at like 525 just to make sure I don't go home red. I'm going to start managing my trade from here since this is a scalp.
You got some flow on that UPST. Remember, UPST is kind of a laggard here. They're buying these 42s. And remember, this is heavily shorted stock here. So, you know, you're getting most of the juice into the Q names. So, you know, keep an eye on that shit. Keep an eye on that shit.
All right, I need to get a marker on this.
0.4% on the S&P, only 1/10 on the Dow, slightly
Would be
negative.
open. Semi-open. Here's my open.
You got some December calls rolling out. AMD.
It's 535. Fill price.
Yep.
Okay, so I got
AMD is-
stopped out.
Alrighty.
Sorry,
if
AMD they're
any-
hitting.
Yeah, AMD here. Well, AMD is just kind of choppy. Keep an eye on the Apple. Apple, fresh eyes. No, let's take a look at Meta. Nathaniel's calling out Meta here. Let's take a look at this thing. I wouldn't be surprised to see this significantly higher. Yep. Going back to 340 here. You could see a nice fat rotation into all Q names. Most of the buying here is all in the Q names, which is rinse and repeat type of activity here.
I think you're going to be able to rebuy these dips on some of these, like the NVIDIA. We got Amazon crossing up to a trigger area. This is a spot for long-term holders to consider a roll. And when this shit comes down a little bit, I will consider rolling. This will be roll number 2 on Amazon.
Oh, you're long-term long that Amazon too, huh?
Yeah, Amazon and Costco.
Take a look at Apple here, looking a lot better. 196.5. You'd probably want to take some off, and then if you can see 197, that's what you're looking for. That is what you're looking for. And don't freak out if you start to see a big pullback, but that Apple is looking good. Taking a look at this Gex tool here to see if this thing populates. Okay, there's your pullback on the Apple. I want to
NVIDIA
take a look
too.
at this for a long. BTC is just kind of doing nothing here.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting off the Fed as well to watch
Of
with
course.
Bitcoin reaction.
480, 480.
Yes, sir.
I think we're going higher.
Yeah, NVIDIA looks fine.
Yep.
And again, buying in the queues here looks fine. So now you're data driven here for those folks looking for the sell. I'm seeing these. Keep an eye on that UPST. I'm gonna hold up. I'm gonna pull up that UPST just in case, man. That thing is could be decent for a lotto ticket. Snapchat is over $16. That also plays in the Roblox kind of stuff. I know some people here are in the Roblox and the Rokus and all that kind of stuff. Somebody bought a good amount of Apple 195 calls. It's the same line that we were looking at off the open. NVIDIA fresh highs. Yeah, that meta nano, I think you'll see it at the recent high, which is 340. So again, you got we were talking, actually, Jesus was talking about this yesterday, the rotation back over to the fat man names, which, by the way, we are seeing right now. NVIDIA fresh highs, Apple fresh highs. That was a good dip buy down there. I think you see the 196.5 very soon here. And then again, next pop on SPY, you should see the rest of it here. I want to take a look at this Gex tool on the Qs. But my PC is it's pretty slow here. I don't know why.
Yeah, our site is not reloading promptly.
Yeah, I don't know if that's us or. I'm gonna have to start closing some things here.
Yeah, that's what
All
I was
right.
doing.
Apple here over the half. Apple here over the half. It's that shit. If you call that a crash, man, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, man. That shit ain't no motherfucking crash, bro. It's a fucking decent pullback right there.
Let me
And
guess,
remember,
that's Chris.
AMD had a monumental 20-point move in 2 fucking days. That shit ain't no damn crash. Pullback, word.
Who's that, Chris?
Nah, we got a new kid here on the other side.
Oh, okay.
That's a $40 a share for US Steel.
Avgo.
Yeah,
Where's
baby.
Avgo?
Where we at?
The fresh highs. What? Yo, 1093. Where your options at? Where your 1200s at?
I got to go look. I don't even know. Hang on.
You got US Steel X bids over $40, supposedly that Faber mentioning.
Wow, bro.
Oh my God, the
Avgo.
1200s are $1.20 by $1.30, Lucci.
Avgo.
Those were what? Those were 20 cents?
I paid 35 cents for 250 for 250 of them. That was just a piece of the profit.
Yeah, the roll, I remember.
Oh my goodness.
I'll start unloading some.
Wow. That's fucking incredible, yo.
This is stupid.
It's fucking incredible, that Avgo. Oh my God. Nano here saying out of Amazon for a loss. Oh, my man Chris here is going for some Avgo puts. I like the idea of starting, let's say, a third position or a quarter position and then adding as it goes higher. And then
Chris,
also getting time.
Do you hate money? You hate money, bro.
You hate money, bro.
I'm going to get him a coffee cup that says, I hate money.
You got a little profit-taking AMD, some rolling there.
Doing financing for some of the bidders could allow them to raise their bid up to $45 a share in cash, he's being told.
That biotech from yesterday, CCCC, that caught some action, up another 65%.
John Smith is saying, remember we tried to short BA at 196. Son, I remember trying to short it at 230, 220, 210, 200. And all of them, man. 180. I shorted that shit at. Nvidia highs. You still got a rotation here. Despite the fact that they're pulling back. Apple here is getting a little pullback here. I don't think this market can sell yet. If you take a look at some of the banks here, the banks are doing nothing. Yeah, keep an eye on SPY. Oracle here had those earnings here, but that was yesterday here, and you're kind of getting follow through here on the earnings. Yo, that follow through trade on the earnings here trade's been working. Nvidia here, small dump here. Apple here as well.
Quarterly Citigroup is offering partial early bonuses to encourage staff departures, etc. See.
Early departures. What's that got to do with C? Some rolling and C. I mean, a lot of these names is just mostly rolling here. AAOI highs of the morning.
Okay, NVIDIA back to the VWAP here. See if this is a spot where we can re-engage and maybe get some size.
Citi offers partial early bonuses to encourage staff departures. What do you mean, encourage? To encourage them to leave? I don't understand what that means.
Voluntary rift, Jay.
Can't get rid of them?
I think they're saying here, take some money before we just have to get rid of you.
Yeah. I think that's what that is.
All right, if you like the Apple and the Amazon, this would be your dip buy. Tough to shoot, but it still doesn't look that bad. And then when you're looking at BTC is floating higher a little bit, but again,
That's a roll. What's going on? Roblox you mentioned earlier, Lucci. You got a little spec action there this morning. That had news? I heard you mention it when I came in.
I don't know, some upgrades and shit like that, but nothing.
Oh, okay. And gap up.
Nice rips off the open. Now you're going to get this kind of quiet activity, guys. Keep it tight. Check out your Eli Lilly, 590 here, Chris.
I do my Oh shit! I have this on again. I do that a lot.
You also got UPST. Remember that's still a lotto. I mean, if you're going to go for the UPST, you got to buy some time.
UPST. Let me see that. Oh yeah, that's just been hanging out here, huh?
Yep.
Is that what Carvana looks like too? It's been a little more of a quality blend lately. Lucci, they bought that NVO into yesterday's weakness, the fat drug.
NVO. Oh, they bought. Yeah, so they're buying some of this NVO. I like this buy. I mean, I like the long term. I like putting this shit in the long term accounts and just sitting on it.
You believe in the fat drug long term?
I believe in the fat drugs long term, man. Because listen, when you walk around and everybody's doing this shit,
Yeah,
and
and
you
you
and
know what I was thinking
and
about yesterday? Like I was
yeah,
trying to get back in my prime way of
yeah,
thinking, not the old man thinking now, right? That would
okay,
be perfect. Like the summertime, right? You get nice and ripped and lose weight, and who cares? You come off the pill in the winter, you put on a heavy jacket, nobody sees you, and in the summer again, you start popping the pill, right? You gotta. It's like you got a remote control on things.
yo, that's how it's gonna be. And the
Yeah,
next
I know.
generation of this drug, imagine less side effects, cheaper cost. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a race to cheaper cost now as the generic drugs start coming out.
Yeah. You got some buying in EW. That's Edward Life Sciences.
Ew.
That used to be a good stock once upon a time. I haven't looked at it lately. I haven't bought
It's
for a while.
listen. It's that's still a well-run company that makes critical life-saving heart valves.
They,
That shit's not going out of business.
So
Is this-
not weight loss pills.
kind of like that ISRG in that arena.
Yeah, I like the ISRG. Where was that thing?
Well, that looks great. But the problem is that thing's already high. I know it still looks good. I'm saying that thing's already what from where we were looking at it. You're talking about $60 move already.
J Dub, maybe, or maybe J Dub, and everybody's going to be ripped and change their bad habits.
ISRG.
Roblox here. We got some people in Roblox here from the room. It looks like they
Roblox,
traded
yeah,
it.
there's a little action there. Roblox
Mm-hmm.
into the gap.
Okay, Nvidia bounced nicely off of the VWAP, right back to highs. Looks good for a run higher. Let's see. Let's see.
I'm gonna get long. I'm gonna get long some BTC here. I still like Apple for the long, but I think now you're gonna have to deal with a really choppy ass crack tape, which, again, that's what you're gonna see. And then you got to find names that are moving without the indexes.
Right.
This U.S. Steel X really quietly has been a nice mover from back in the summer. Basically, all on buyout talk. It's pretty quiet out here now. Yeah, and you got the big names were active off the open, not really too active right now. Some rolling AAOI weeklies, and that's about it.
New American, I love that. I love that. Or bad habits in trading. Everybody has bad habits in trading. My bad habit is what? It's going for the motherfucking short. Nano here is talking about Tesla. Remember, Tesla had the news here off the open that they had to recall a bunch of cars and shit. But again, can you see? Okay, can you see 230 on this stock today? Can you tell me this thing's going to 230 today on this thing? Tell me this thing's going to 230, and we'll play that shit.
8% in the 10, 4.69% in the 2. The dollar index will change 103.85.
Tesla here, fresh lows. Tesla here, fresh lows. Let's take a look at the options here on Tesla. If you were to play this thing, 230s here. They got tons of volume here. 230s on the put side. You got a good amount of volume here. 15,000, 232 and a half. So these 3 strikes here are getting pretty aggressive. Saul is saying, I think Tesla goes to 300 before it touches 220. Oh, wow. Interesting. Nano, what position do you have on that shit? Apple here coming back. NVIDIA here coming back. BTC is meh. It's just meh in general. I don't love it. I don't love it. Tesla here. Let's pull up the options just so we can have them up. How do I drag and drop this shit? No, that didn't work. Damn, so you gotta write this shit in here on this fucking Fidelity shit? The booty.
Booty.
Man, this fucking shit is slow. All right. Let's watch these 230 puts here. They're trading about 260 here so far. Stock just dropped about 50 cents. The Amazon is weaker. Apple, to me, still looks strong.
Got a little selling in that ASVIX. That thing went up a straight line for like the whole week.
Aquaman is saying he's grabbed a bunch of CMG puts and saying this is comical. Listen, man. Anytime I've tried to short the Chipotles, she has rained hell on top of my fucking stomach.
Yeah, that's a tough stuff. You know, I mean, even Goldman was pointing out, for anybody who's looking to roll the dice on the put side, puts are, and Ron Chara was touching on the VIX earlier, puts are really cheap. Like, you go out 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to pinpoint the top, give it up. Okay?
Yeah.
You're not Houdini. So if you go out 3 months, they're really, really cheap. You find a name, you start nibbling, kind of like Lucci's approach, where he, takes a couple stabs, pieces in, and you give yourself some time on things that you think have gone too bananas here. But they're cheap. So if you do catch the movie, you get paid even if you're early.
Okay, so you got that pop. You get that pop here on Tesla. For those of you guys who are looking to re-short. Yeah, NVIDIA at fresh highs.
There goes.
NVIDIA at fresh highs. That looks great.
Oh, NVIDIA, I just saw a call buy too. Weeklies, I think.
There you go.
Yeah. 485.
Call buyer on the NVIDIA.
45s.
485. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm scalping this. I got to go get wifey some coffee. So I'm going to take this off right here. I'll be back. There'll be more fun. And I'll see you guys in like 10, 15 minutes. Feed the dogs too. I'll get you a coffee. I'll make sure there's a lid on it.
Thanks, pal. Make sure
I got you.
What the fuck is this Bit Farms they keep buying, for Christ's sake? BITF, you got some more spec action. And Bit Farts, Fed 1.5 calls. BITF. Bit Farts. Let's see what this piece of cabbage looks like. Oh, shit. It's been squeezing. See what I mean? I ignore these things and they fucking squeeze. Look at this fucking Bit Farts. $1 to $2 in a little over a week.
John Smith is saying no edge. Dude, I agree. You got some, quick stuff, quick stabbing grabs and all that kind of stuff. That's why that the GEX tool really helped you define ranges on SPX 0 DPEs. So, it does open up some interesting opportunities here.
Google releasing an AI model, Gemini Pro, for enterprise cloud users. Golf Oscar, Oscar, Golf Lima.
That's Google news.
I think Intel has an AI event too today, I think. Or is that tomorrow? That's tomorrow.
So SEC planning to vote on a new central clearing mandate later today. The proposal would compel hedge funds and brokers to clear.
I mean,
more
you've got
trades.
squeezometer at 66. So that's not obviously ideal entry on the indexes. The VIX, the anti-VIX, did that rinse yesterday? I think it rinsed yesterday a little bit. Yeah. You had a sell signal on the anti-VIX late afternoon yesterday, but we got a bounce. Remember? Late day.
$180 million valuation on SpaceX now?
You just scared the shit out of me.
Fuck. This shit was 100 million like 2 days ago, bro.
Yeah, the Fed just didn't gave everybody the needle over the past few weeks.
Yo, that shit is wild, son.
Another week of this, you'll have people jarring farts on what's that website called again? What's that site where they personal porn? So,
Personal porn.
Yeah, it's like
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Thank you.
OnlyFans.
They'll be jarring farts on OnlyFans before you know it at this point, at this rate.
Wow. That's very interesting. Check out the BTC here, starting to move here. That's that level that we were talking about, 41,500. If it breaks here, should get a move to 42. Should. Emphasis on should. I wouldn't get too cocky. That also might bring up the Coinbase and all that kind of stuff for those of you guys who are trading that shit.
You like that, GJT? GJT, anything you are you eyeing out there?
That Tesla's starting to work, man. The Tesla's working. We made a fresh low. We're trading 232.5. Those options are around 270 here from 250.
Oh yeah, Lucci's on OnlyFans. You have an OnlyFans account, Luch?
I do not have an OnlyFans account.
Well, that's what my sources are telling me right now.
You know what I'm saying? However, after this big loss here, people, you start thinking.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. You got to shake that ass.
Shake that ass.
You know what I'm saying?
Shake that ass, girl.
Aaron is saying SpaceX is launching most of the world's shit to space.
IREN. I don't know if these is open, but
okay, check BTC.
What? Pop?
A decent move here, 41,700 here. We're talking about 42,000. Anybody who's trading that, it's looking pretty good. Nvidia here, fresh highs.
You got in?
Yeah, I'm in.
Oh, nice.
I'm in.
What do you see there?
It's just I've been trading this. I've been trading the ranges on this thing from the futures here.
Okay.
Open up a little futures account here, just kind of small. So I've been just kind of trading.
How is the futures are okay trading those things?
Futures are so liquid, bro. It's just like it's even better than fucking ES futures, bro.
Really?
Shit's like water, man. You can dance around here under the rain and shit. So, and of course they'll give for the futures, they'll give you all this leverage and shit. So that's why I'm trying to cook up something over here this side.
So we can blow ourselves up right quick.
Oh yeah, exactly.
What is this iron anyway? Let me see. It was a fucking energy stock? No. Tech. Oh, Iron Energy is the name. Let me see. Company engages operating the grid data centers powered by renewable and get the fuck out of here. I hate renewable energy.
Nvidia, that buy from that breakout buy right there from 483 or so, that worked out really nicely.
Oh, the weekly guy?
Yep. Tesla here, not so much.
Those that again, I don't know what the options, how liquid they are, and if they moved enough. But AAOI, nice little scoot off the weekly action off the open.
Perfect example on AMD here. AMD not crashing because it's all the way back into the range here and trading 138. You got a quick snap down here on SPY, and then it came right back. I'm sticking with Apple, and then, of course, the BTC, which I do think it still has further to go on the BTC.
Interesting name we saw in the unusual sweep in. You got a little bit of flow there. It'd be interesting if we see another little sweep in this thing. CRDO. Charlie, Robert, David, Oscar. You got some Jan 17 and a halves here, seeing some action. It is a tech name, underbelly tech name. And decent looking setup to it. A nice looking chart to it, bullish.
Okay, nice pop on that Apple. Quick 20-cent pop on that Apple. I still think you can get highs on this thing.
You got a little further washout in the anti-VIX. You got some VIX strength. So I wonder if they sell the shit out of that VIX again.
Somebody's saying they're still in the Tesla. Nano here is still sitting in the Tesla. I like the NVIDIA. That was a nice trade on the NVIDIA. I would imagine you're hedging off what's not working. By the way, that AMD 138. Apple here almost back at highs. If market can start trending higher, I think you get fresh highs on Apple eventually here. You're going to have to wait and sit in it, though. And I think for me, it's time to get some food.
Dominican?
So
you gotta
these days
switch it
what
up.
I'm doing,
Switch it up a little. Where there's nothing else that's interesting over there?
dude, there's tons of stuff, man. And don't talk to
Why
me
do you
about
get
switching
Dominican
up.
every day?
You eat the same shit every day, bro.
You I'm
You
saying
do.
you
You
Dominican every day.
No.
I eat coffee and shit. So I'm living vicariously through you over there.
I don't know about y'all. I heard two things that he eats every day: coffee and shit, thereby proving
True.
my previous statement.
Very, very true.
Hey, Leah's Dominican with an Ozempic shooter. It's a way, bro. No, I ain't comida. There's no Trini food here, bro. I wish. Plantains and doubles. This is my guy right here. It's a way. You my guy right there. God bless the Caribbean, bro. God bless the Caribbean.
Oh, B. Riley has a note out on AAOI this morning. B. Riley is small cap firm that's on the verge of going out of business at this rate, but they got to buy on AAOI. Well, let me post it to my Twitter first. It'll be easier than. All right, I'll copy and paste it to you.
Let's take a look at BTC. Let's check back in with BTC here. BTC 41.78, 780. So trading pretty well on the crypto. I'm going to go ahead and pull one off here and then leave a runner, because I think we can hit 41.9 and we can hit 42,000. By the way, Apple almost fresh highs. Momo scanner here we got on the radar. Gold, GM, and Roblox calls.
GM? Let me see GM.
That thing probably still going.
GM, yeah, you got weekly 33 and a halves active in GM. Yeah, Roblox we saw earlier into the gap up.
BTC fresh highs.
I'm surprised we're not seeing any of these BTC names. That's what I've been looking to see if they catch action here. Let's see. Coin, I'm sure, has some volume. They usually just
Check that
coin,
Apple, guys.
a little bit of volume in coin.
Apple almost highs.
Almost fans. Where's yep.
Almost highs on Apple, folks. I think you're going to see 197 at some point on it. Plus, now you got the market going with you, and BTC's going higher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think you see pre-market highs and you see 465 on SPY, possibly even higher. So this is rinse and repeat, continuing to buy. Look for dips here. And
these mega caps, you had what a couple day dip, and they just rotate back into them. What did I do? Oh, there we go. That's good chance we see that for the remainder.
Yep.
Unless somebody throws a monkey wrench into this shit, some back and forth.
Which would be your Fed minutes, later on. By the way, guys, we will be moving into the Steam Room shortly. Be sure to get your subscription, as there is a lot of data tools in there that can help you with your decisions on a daily basis. One of the biggest ones being the GEX tool that we just launched inside the room. And this is a real-time indicator on gamma, aka when market makers need to hedge. And
Amazon look like December 150s close, and they move them out to Jan at 150s. And Amazon.
Are you in? Kate Dirk is going to class. Shout out to Portugal, man. What time is it in Portugal over there, bro?
Portugal. Good soccer players over there.
Indeed.
Portugal, that's what's his name? Ronaldo, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but I thought he was from Spain, though.
Is he? I didn't know that.
Just played for Portugal, but he's from Spain. I don't know.
No, he plays in Spain. He's from Portugal. I think he had it backwards. I think. Okay.
I'm not a big soccer guy. AF is saying time to stop shorting. Attaboy. It is most certainly time to stop fucking shorting. Okay. BTC 41.8 here. Fading a little bit.
Snow catching a little repeat activity. Snow caught a nice looking sweep a few days back.
Moving Trader is saying, Lucci, have you considered doing an informational video better explaining the tools in the Steam Room? We've done several, bro. So we do probably one every week. So wait around for that one, guys, if you guys are looking for more information on what's going on in the room. But we have done several, indeed.
Shake that ass, girl.
AMD continues to chop around. That's not the name you want to be in. Tesla here holding 233.
Oh, I missed the spike. See what happens when you got to step away?
What happens when you're married?
I'm going to go get some fruits.
Too bad.
CLNE catching some spec action. Heavily shorted name. That used to be T. Boone Pickens. He's dead. I don't know who's behind it now.
Sorry, what are you talking about, Jay?
CLNE.
CLNE. Clean energy. Is that really a thing? Is clean energy really a thing?
I mean, it's on the verge of being extinct right now. That whole how much money did they piss away in all this clean energy shit, huh? You know the amount of money that they pissed away in this sector?
I think there are applications for things in spots. The fact that they tried to make a lot of it ubiquitous and it fits for everybody was kind of a mistake. And then not being transparent about, well, it's a dirty process to build what we call clean energy that's kind of a farce that everybody uncovered. So,
Yeah.
there's merit to, you live in a sunny place, you want to be on solar to get off of the grid and not have to pay, your utility, and you break even in 10 years or something like that, whatever, like that's fine. But to say it's going to work in fucking Moscow or, Maine, that's, that kind of thing doesn't make sense, does it?
No, there's a lot of money to be made. They blew everybody's
Not
money.
comparing Moscow to Maine, so everybody relax.
Some more rolling in the Amazon. Jan 150s. That's what they're going into pretty heavily
See,
here.
this Amazon, they keep bringing to this same level and they sell it off almost every time. It can't break out. What is the Tesla doing?
Tesla's really choking out some of those put buyers that got a little too giddy on that program down.
Oh yeah, on that slim. It's just a hard trade. It is very range bound still. It is not an easy trade.
Yeah.
What short is an easy trade right now?
Exactly. You're shorting a friggin', you're shorting. So it is what it is.
Yeah, there's not much cooking here. Pretty
yeah,
slow. A little guys, that's about it.
Update on the Avgo. I took 125 of them off at $1.20. Let's see where that is at now. Oh shit. We back up there? They're 90 cents by 95 cents. So what's left is 125. They are fully paid for. I paid 35 cents for them. And I used just a portion of profits from my original trade anyway. So this is money literally I don't care about. And everything from this point is gravy. And I am just going to let it run and see where it gets. Because I can.
Microsoft, what is this? Jan calls.
FYI, for everybody on the platform inside the room, there's going to be a tools, what the hell do you call it? Taller. Like now in Spanish. Like I'm thinking about the thing in Spanish. So basically, the Norse and the boys from Sang Lucci behind the scenes here are going to be doing a presentation for everybody in the platform for all the tools, and this is specifically designed for a lot of our new members. So you get a whole presentation inside the platform at 12 p.m. Today.
Yeah, and Channel 2, they're also doing, Norse and Spencer are also going to go over some of the Greeks that they use and how they use them in their trading. So we got a whole nother channel going for when shit gets stale in the steam room, when Jesus is not entertaining strippers, is being
That's
bored.
what I thought the idea was.
PS Photo, yeah, man. PS Photo saying Lucci, great BTC spot. Stock started moving right when you called your long. I mean, dude, I've been watching this thing every fucking day now on the BTC. Ever since that program down for 2,000, 3,000 points, and somebody just dumped it all. I've been kind of waiting around in this thing because there's a big move coming soon. So I really been watching it, and it had like it's just been sitting at around 41,200, 40,800. So it'll sit in these 400 point pockets and then, shake people out kind of both sides. And then it'll
You got a little more spec action coming into Roblox. What they play?
Somebody asked me earlier about a bigger picture view on Roblox, and I mean, you got to break out of the range, right? You're top of the you're getting close to the top of the range. There's an anchored volume weighted average price from the all-time high right here, and it's look at how many times it's bumped its head. 1, tried, failed, almost got there. 2, 3, now you're almost up to number 4. If it can break through, you can make an argument for further upside. If it can't break through, just look for it to be more range trading. I don't care what the fundamentals are saying until you get the catalyst event. That is what you'll probably see. So on moves, when you get up to areas like this, consider taking some profits or rolling to further out strikes and time.
That Marvel caught some nice action. What was that, last week? Moving a little bit today.
Roku flushed here, 98 on that Roku. So that short is actually working, but again, it's a tough one. I mean, even this Tesla, if you go to short this thing, your options they're not great. They're not fucking great. All right. Couple more minutes here. We're going to move to the room. Remember, you guys can get your trials here for 2-week period here for pretty cheap. Pennies on the dollar. Momo Scanner, we got an active signal here on Pfizer and AMD. Let's find out what the reference price on that AMD is, because that's very interesting. AMD is going to be a tough one, though, because after such several days of buying here.
It's been on the Momo Scanner for the past week straight.
Yeah, true. Pfizer is also there. Remember, Pfizer had earnings this morning, and the stock got smoked. This one's interesting. Pull up the Pfizer. What's the reference point on the Momo Scanner for Pfizer?
GJT pointed. Pfizer was active yesterday as well. They that acquisition closed with SGen.
Right.
So they could be playing the ARB with that closing of that acquisition.
That is a broken piece of shit, technically.
So it looks like they're buying the 26 calls. Keep an eye on this one. This one might surprise you.
If you're these, there's so much technically that you have to fight. Maybe you get a pop, but you're a salmon swimming upstream, so don't expect too much.
SQ's down 3%. Word. Whoa. Interesting pullback there on the SQ. I wonder if it's
repeat buying March Micron MU.
Oh, I forgot to look at that breakout from 77. It's trading 78 right here. This was one of my top ideas too. Check out the Micron, guys. Remember, you got a breakout here. You're talking about $80 pretty soon on this from a swing perspective. That looks good.
Set alerts, Lucci.
So I ain't got time for that. I don't damn time for that.
I think you should make somebody who's one of your juniors in there. You should write the shit down and make them get in there and set alerts for you.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Somebody calling out that Tesla. Yep, Tesla flopped here about a point here from the highs. So options here still trading around 250, and I'm looking at the 230 puts. We're looking
We
at
got
these
some more
230.
Avgo, December weeklies, Avgo.
SPY crossing up. Upside alert on SPY.
Yeah, I'm looking for 465, possibly even for just pre-market highs on SPY. You just got to sit in this though.
Yeah, take profits. He needs a scribe.
Apple here headed back to highs. Let's take a look at BTC here. BTC kind of consolidating, 41.8. Let's see if it's got another leg up.
And December. Regular. Just for shits and giggles, to do a little walk down memory lane here, I'm going to go look at the 990s, the January 990s that I paid an average of $12 for, are trading 107.50 by 116. I left a little bit of money on the table.
So this WDC catching some more bull flow as well with the Micron. They move together usually. Looks like they're rolling out some puts now in Amazon. The big guys mostly rolling.
I think we're going to see this type of movement from now until our boy Jerome Powell runs his mouth. Let's see. We are 2 minutes from wrapping it up in the public domain. Those of you who are interested, 2-week trial, $7.99. Come join us in the Steamroom. See if you like it, or see if you want to be one of these angry, bitter beer face motherfuckers that wants to talk about how we suck. We could start a place for those guys too. What do you think, Lucci?
I mean, yeah, we can have a whole channel for them. I was thinking about doing it myself. Shit.
We should.
You'd be like, I fucking hate trading. You know? Somebody threw out saying JP Morgan had a $50 million account and then dropped it to a 1.5 mil. Send me the that's
what do you mean they did? What does that mean? Like, was it an experimental account or something?
I don't know. Somebody dropped it in here for it. Send me the link here. Send me the link here for that shit. I'd love to see that. By the way, anybody who shorted Tesla on that dump right there is now going to eat ass crack. I guess I should change that verbiage because some of y'all actually like doing that shit. Some of y'all like doing that shit.
Iconic in the room here is mentioning it. And Kelman too. They advised an investor and blew his account. So I guess the question is, dude had dementia and they had his portfolio in MLPs.
MLPs.
I mean, was that a wealth advisor and a wealth advisory team? That's not JP Morgan as a whole. And did that investment team, have they been around for a long time? Did they migrate in from somewhere else? Like, I'm curious.
Daily data, just a few seconds.
Yeah, Chris, that sounds like a wealth
Harris.
Okay, Apple fresh highs on Apple. Fresh
Take a
highs on
bite.
Apple. we're talking about going to 196 here. You just kind of sit in it. Guys, we're going to move over here. You're going to see a big screen here that's going to give you all the details to move over. And remember, we have a big meeting here for the new members inside the platform today at 12 o'clock, explaining how to use all the tools and why they and why you need them. All right, guys, take care, everybody.
Deuces. Lucci, did you see the link that